CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Halloween night. Ian is off. The Toronto Blue Jays brought their all in Game 6 of the World Series, but it just wasn't enough. The Dodgers edged out to Toronto to tie the series.
3-0. Line drive to center. It's a base hit. Barger will come in to score, and how about George Springer?
In the top of the third, the Dodgers were the first on the board. They then racked up 2 more runs. The Jays for a run of their own in the bottom of the third for a final score of 3-1. With that win, the Dodgers have staved off elimination to push the series to a do-or-die Game 7. It was a nail-biter for fans across the country and here in the north. This was at Overtime Sports Bar in Sudbury, where groups gathered to watch the game. Early in the night, the optimism was high heading into Game 6.
Oh, they're going to win this 100% tonight. The way they're playing, they're a tight team. Playing as a team all together, they have this in the bag.
Game 7 goes tomorrow in Toronto. Now, more on the investigation into the Near North District School Board. An unsparing report released by the Ministry of Education found the board was in crisis and incapable of dealing with delays to the new super school being built in Parry Sound. CTV's Eric Tashner has more.
Senior administration is the problem.
Parent Amy Black is not at all surprised to hear there's dysfunction and a lack of leadership within the walls of the Near North District School Board. She was among the parents to protest the board's decision to resume classes at the partial demolished Parry Sound High School when the new school fell behind schedule.
Students are the most important part of this, and right now they are getting a subpar education and they deserve better.
A scathing 33-page report from a Ministry of Education appointee released yesterday investigated why the new school wasn't ready and the lack of contingency plan for its students. Pointing to a lack of leadership and communication, the report found several trustees didn't understand their role, finding some actively opposed the new build by spreading misinformation. Adding the person put in charge of the special committee overseeing the new school was opposed to the build and stopped calling meetings on the construction and its progress. That was 2 years ago.
I, quite frankly, was absolutely shocked.
Staff sounded the alarm this summer that construction was behind schedule, the report finding there wasn't enough site visits throughout construction and that no one knew the project was delayed. Parents were informed only a few weeks before school started, and students were learning online until the old school could be deemed safe for learning.
Any communication beyond that was met with silence.
How this could have gone on and gone on for so long.
There are over a dozen recommendations in the report, including education for trustees on their roles, and that board meetings, minutes, and agendas be posted online, and they come with a deadline for the board to comply.
The minister has ended up saying, meet these targets or there's consequences.
Meanwhile, Black is calling for Director of Education Craig Miles to resign, saying public trust in the board has completely eroded after the report revealed questionable use of a corporate credit card and a 37% raise over 4 years based on Miles's performance reviews, which he participated in crafting.
I believe in a 3 strikes and you're out, and I think this is 4 or 5 or 6.
The school board says it will not be commenting on the report's release. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
After yesterday's reports of dust in the Sudbury community of Falconbridge, Glencore today saying some of the preliminary samples taken are similar to the smelter dust event in September. Last month's event happened during routine cleaning at the smelter. Yesterday, the smelter was operating normally with all monitoring instruments were functioning properly, according to the company, adding their systems did not register any dusting, gas, or emissions since the incident last month. Glencore has curtailed operations at the smelter out of what they say is an abundance of caution.
I think the most important part of this is that the company has definitely heard our message loud and clear that communication needs to be paramount. And in this situation, I'm very pleased that he reached out, the VP at Glencore reached out to me personally, as well as the mayor and our emergency preparedness team with the city, falling in line with the SOP that's in place with the city and all of the partners. And I think that's what is owed to the community.
Glencore's community line remains open to support residents and to answer questions. Meanwhile, the Ontario government is chipping in $2 million to help cover some costs associated with the building of the new Twin Pad Arena and Community Recreation Centre in North Bay. The $63 million facility will have 2 ice surfaces, a walking track, a community room, and 14 dressing rooms to support both indoor and outdoor sports. There will be parking for more than 400 vehicles, and the recreation center will be one of the first net carbon zero recreational facilities in Canada. Today's money from Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli is coming from the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation.
We say thank you very much for saying that this is a project that is deemed worthy for those investments in economic development, because it is a driver of economic development.
Like I said, it'll open up the programs, because now some of the divisions you can't add more players because you run out of ice to be able to run stuff, and to run more tournaments and more games, and you want to share with all the other associations. It's all about the kids, really.
The project is still on budget and on time, and the community center is set to open next August. Cap Paper officials say today was an emotional day with the facility back up and running. It was a chance to publicly thank the federal and provincial governments for investing in its operations. The company's CEO says future planning is now underway, but most importantly, people continue to work. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more tonight from Kapuskasing.
Newsprint paper keeps on rolling at Cap Paper. About 300 people are back to work. Earlier this month, the future for the pulp mill was bleak, but community leaders fought for it.
We pull together when times are tough, and I think, I credit our whole region for coming together. But that's just what kind of people we are.
That's when you realize that Cap Paper is not only a company, it really is at the heart of this community. And so very important that it be a company that continues to thrive for years to come.
Rochefort says $10 million from FedNor will help the company adapt and respond to shifting market conditions in the forestry industry.
The purpose of the funding here is to assist with planning and repurposing the markets of this particular company. And so that's the work that is now underway.
Cap Paper officials say the province has been supporting the operation for the past year and appreciates the federal government coming on board.
It's going to take us well into the spring of next year to get to the level where we can start talking about what it is we're actually going to do. We have some really good ideas. We've engaged some very high-powered global engineering and forest products companies to help us.
Skiffington also thanked Kapuskasing Timmins Mushkegowuk MP Gaetan Malek for working with Rochefort to bring about the federal investment.
There was a vision 100 years ago, and now it's time to have the vision of another 100 years. It must be an investment for 50 to 100 years, not just an investment for a few months. So now it's time to look at that vision.
Cap Paper officials say the federal government has made it clear Canada needs to pivot, and that means they need to pivot too into new markets, new technologies, and new products. And they say that brings them hope that they're not only going to make it, but they're going to grow. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Kapuskasing.
Work to revitalize Memorial Park is underway in the heart of downtown Sudbury. CTV's Alan Everson has that story.
Crews work dethatching grass in efforts to revitalize Memorial Park.
We've had a lot of deferred maintenance over the last few years, and the efforts that you see here are really about turf restoration, improving sight lines, and then eventually facilitating future programming and events in Memorial Park.
Downtown Sudbury welcomes the work to revitalize the park and make it more welcoming.
Over the past little while, it just hasn't been upkept the way that people would hope. And it makes it difficult for organizations to do things in the park, host events, bring people out. because it's not as clean or friendly or welcoming as we'd like it to be.
The city says the north end of the park will remain fenced off until the spring to secure a safe working area.
Secondly, it's really to allow, once that work is done, for the grounds to be preserved and all these efforts in turf restoration to make sure that the grass can grow and take place.
The southern section of the park remains open and available for Remembrance Day, and work there will start in the spring.
The efforts you see here in Memorial Park are part of the city's overall downtown action plan. Key pillars of that are beautification and animation of spaces like Memorial Park to make downtown a more welcoming and vibrant area.
There are also plans to install a concrete pad for a vendor area that could accommodate food trucks. The city says the work will continue this fall and resume in the spring, with completion slated for June, in time for summer events in the park. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Paramedics in Sault Ste. Marie are helping each other roll up their sleeves. They will be hosting 3 vaccine clinics around the city starting next week. Paramedic Services, in partnership with the hospital, will be offering flu shots for members of the community 6 months of age or older, COVID-19 vaccines for those 12 and over, and RSV vaccines for those 60 plus. No appointment is necessary. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast, but for now, look at the current conditions around the region as we wind down on Halloween night. Some chilly conditions out there, 0 in Chapleau, cloudy skies there. Some snow falling in Timmins and Kapuskasing as we head into the 1st of November. Your full forecast coming up next.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
It's Blue Jays Friday, and of course, we're talking about the weather. Big shout out going out to Pro-Am Sports for this great looking Blue Jays jersey. Check out Diego and the crew on Berrydown Road in Greater Sudbury. Thanks for that. Forecast radar managed to dodge a lot of precipitation for today. The original forecast calling for 60% chance of showers in some sectors of northeastern Ontario, but that'll wait until at least Monday. We've got that system coming in. Let's take a look at what you can expect over the course of the next 7 days. Sudbury Nickel Belt. Cloud and 4 tomorrow, time change Sunday, some sun and cloud at 6. Here comes the rain on Monday. Tuesday, some sunshine. One day, you've got 7 there. More rain on Wednesday, then chance of sleet, some showers or flurries by next Thursday at 4 degrees. How about Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma? Cloud cover for a couple of days, 5 and 8. Monday, we've got the chance of rain at 9. 10 degrees Tuesday, sun and cloud. Wednesday, more rain in the forecast at 7 and 5 Thursday with the sun and the cloud. Your normals are also dropping at around 6 degrees for this time of the year. Timmins, Concord, Kapuskasing. Chance of flurries for tomorrow with a high of only 3. Sunday with the time change, sun and cloud and 6. 6 Monday with the rain. Tuesday, cloud cover and 5. 4 degrees Wednesday. Sleet, showers or flurries, and more of the same on Thursday with a high of only 1. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake. Here we go. Chance of flurries tomorrow at 3. Overnight to low of -3. Sunday, we've got sun and cloud and 5. Monday, chance of rain at 6. Tuesday, cloud cover 6. Wednesday, chance of rain at 5 and chance of sleet Thursday at 3 degrees. Those showers and flurries are quickly approaching northeastern Ontario. How about North Bay and West Nipissing? Cloud cover for a couple of days at 4 and 8. Of course, don't forget the time change comes Sunday. Monday, here we go with a chance of rain at 60%, a high of only 8. 8 degrees Tuesday with the sunshine. Should be a nice day there. Wednesday, chance of rain, 60% again and 6. Only 4 degrees Thursday. Chance of sleet at 30%. Showers or flurries in the forecast. So again, here we go, Amanda Hicks. Variation in weather and conditions as we approach November. It's going to be here sooner than you think. Let's get used to the change because winter is approaching. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. A $2 million project in mining technology is getting a boost from the Ontario Centre of Innovation. A Sudbury-based company is getting more than $600,000 to develop a first-of-its-kind digital tire management platform. The platform provides real-time data and predictive analytics to improve the performance and efficiency of the mining equipment tires using AI. Over the next few weeks, Canadians across the country will be wearing a visual symbol of remembrance. The annual Poppy campaign officially launched today by the Royal Canadian Legions across the country. CTV's Angela Gemmell has more.
Deputy Mayor Al Sizer gets the first poppy of 2025. He helped kick off the annual campaign leading up to Remembrance Day.
The poppy is free. The donations Legions accept gratefully go directly to a trust fund to support the veterans and their families.
The ceremony at the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 76 site started with a flag raising and wreath laying before a proclamation was read.
To hereby proclaim October 31st to November 11th, 2025 to be Poppy Days.
In Canada, the poppy is a visual reminder of those who have served and are still serving.
Just to recognize the sacrifice that these veterans made for us so that we have that freedom that we enjoy here in Canada. It's more and more difficult as we move further and further away from the Second World War and the Korean War to remember those sacrifices that were made. So again, just to keep that memory of those who sacrificed so much for us.
I come from a military family, and it reminds me of my brothers, my father, my nephew, who are all veterans. As, like I say, my past husband.
Poppies will be available at thousands of locations across the country from now until November 11th. The week leading up to Remembrance Day is considered Veterans Week or Poppy Week. This powerful symbol should be worn on the left over the heart. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
And here at CTV, as we do every year, we'll be taking time to remember by wearing a poppy on our newscast starting November 1st. A new Rotary Peace Pole was dedicated in Sudbury today at the local Gurdwara. This one will be located at 131 Regent Street, Sudbury's Sikh place of worship, and features the saying, "May peace prevail on earth," in 8 languages. The event featured music and representatives from the Francophone, Indigenous, and Sikh community.
The peace pole is a symbol for us to all think about peace in ourselves, in our families. We look at problems with partner abuse. We look at it in the schools with bullying. We look at it in our communities with racism. We look at it in our country and in the world with violence and wars. So this is something that we all experience and we all could look at. Today, we are looking at having justice.
It will be placed just beside our religious flag, Nishan Sahib Ji, which is a sign of hope, which is a sign of shelter, food, and free clothes and harmony.
The Rotary Club says this will be the 17th peace pole erected in Sudbury, and they have plans to add 5 more soon along Rainbow Roots trails in the city. The Algonquin Regiment has received a special gift commemorating the company's historic sacrifice during World War II. The regiment, based out of North Bay, has been gifted a replica bell by the town of Walberg in the Netherlands. Walberg was liberated by Canadian forces in November 1944. On Sunday, a ceremony will be held at the Algonquin Regiment's Martin Leo Troy Armory at 10:30 a.m. The ceremony will include a parade and the ringing of the bell to memorialize both the civilian and military lives lost at Walberg.
Hockey This Week is brought to you by Rastall Nut and Bolt Company.
The
The Sioux Greyhounds have their captain back, and Brady Martin's name is now added to a star-studded list of Greyhounds turned NHLers. The 18-year-old returned from Nashville last week, where the Predators' 5th overall pick got a first taste of life in the big leagues.
It was a lot of fun in Nashville. I learned a lot, and a lot from the veterans and the coaching staff there. And then, but I'm good. I'm happy to be back, and I think we have a pretty good team this year. So I'm happy to be back and can't wait.
Including training camp, preseason, and his NHL debut, it was a time of many firsts while in the volunteer state. October 11th was special for Martin in particular when he earned his first NHL point with an assist on Nashville star Philip Forsberg's first-period goal against the Utah Mammoth.
Great effort by him, kind of getting their breakout disrupted. I do think he's looking great, and I'm excited for the next period.
I grew up watching him on TV, which was pretty cool, and then you get drafted and you get to play with him for a couple games is crazy. I would have never thought of that for myself. So I just took it all in and took it day by day and enjoyed every moment.
Since returning, the Hounds star has been red hot with 7 points in his first 3 games. Martin's skill and tenacity define his game, according to his coach, who describes him as a great leader that brings a lot of energy to the room and someone who possesses an exceptional work ethic.
Because he models the right behavior, it becomes more special for the coaching staff. But there's young men in there right now who I'm sure will tell you that it is exciting to get to play with Brady Martin. That stuff does wear off, but when your best players are also your most competitive, it's a huge coaching advantage, a huge advantage for your team. It's contagious.
Seeing a guy come back from the NHL, I think it especially pushes the younger guys and pushes me and Miggy, obviously being line mates. So it pushes the guys a ton.
For Hayes and other Hounds, the reintroduction of Martin means more than just an added weapon on the ice.
We've been together for 3 years. We pretty much do everything together, whether it's on the ice, off the ice, and we go out to dinner a bunch, read each other's billets. So it's great to have it back.
Coach Dean says this year has been a roller coaster for the Hounds and believes Martin will help steady the ship. But the Sioux captain's reassignment to the border city came with instructions from Nashville.
I think just all around developing and getting bigger, it's at the NHL is a whole nother level. So you gotta. I wasn't ready, and it's good for me to be back here and develop a little more. So I'm glad to be back.
While he works on his development, Martin says he has high expectations for himself and his team, looking to propel the Greyhounds as far as possible this season. He also notes that he would love to earn a spot on Team Canada for this year's World Junior Championship. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
There was just one game tonight in the OHL. The Sudbury Wolves were on the road visiting Kitchener. However, the Wolves suffered a 3-0 loss. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Little goblins and ghouls in Sudbury were on the hunt for candy tonight. Details next. Northern Screams' horrifying attraction officially closed its doors for the season moments ago, sending dozens of thrilled and terrified Sudburians home. This year was the Infirmary, and yep, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. The experience includes an immersive haunted maze and live actors who emerge from the shadows when you least expect them. This is the first year since Northern Screams moved to its new location on Regent Street, and it's the first time they have remained open on Halloween night.
It's going spectacular. We've had an amazing crew still showing up for Halloween night, which is awesome. And our run has been amazing at this new location.
You can start preparing your nerves now for whatever twisted creation they dream up next year. That's what I will be doing for sure. And finally for us tonight, Halloween is winding down now, but earlier tonight, the streets came alive in Sudbury with ghosts, goblins, and superheroes on the hunt for candy.
Here you go. You're welcome.
Happy Halloween. This was the scene in New Sudbury around the dinner hour. Despite the chilly weather, the city's trick-or-treaters were out in full force, hitting the neighborhood before the Jays game started. We had a chance to ask a few of them why they chose their costumes.
I'm dressed as a god. Her name is Athena. And and she's the warrior of the mind.
I love that. Perfect. And what are you dressed as?
I'm from Mira from K-Pop Demon Hunters, K-Pop Demon Hunters 1.
It was just kind of laid out, and I was just kind of tired.
Okay, excellent. And your popcorn?
I like it's because I like popcorn.
I was trying to give it to the son, but he didn't want it. He wanted to be a slice of pizza. But I'm like, I'll take your costume. It keeps me warm.
For those of you still counting candy, we hope you all had a safe and wonderfully wicked Halloween night. And that's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for spending a bit of your Friday night with us. Have a great weekend. Good night.